to my table. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back if you have been here before. Welcome if you're new. I would love for you to join the family and hit that subscribe button. Join us for each week when I upload a new video. Today we are going to be making a sweet lemon sign, because sometimes life gives us lemons and we just need to turn that into a positive thing, because all things work together for the honor and glory of God if we let them. So we just want to make a sign that kind of reminds us of that, but in more of a sweet way. So just ask that you would hit the like button and help me to get this video to 50 likes, help me grow this community. So like I said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you back here each week. I appreciate you stopping by and giving me support now, and I just hope that you will enjoy what you see here. So with that being said, let's get to creating. I swiped a piece of wood from my husband's collection out in his garage that is about a 9.5 by 12-ish or so piece of wood that I painted white. I sanded all the edges so they were smooth, they weren't rough and raw and harsh edges, and then I painted this whole piece of wood, sides and front, white. So I let this paint dry for a couple of hours before moving on to the next step, which was taking these faux lemons that I got at the Dollar Tree probably back at the first of the year. They came 3 to a pack. I cut those in half, exposing the foam on the inside so that I could glue these onto the sign with having a flat back on there. So I only used 3 lemon halves, so you're going to have an extra half left over, but I'm sure we'll find another project for that. So I just plugged in my glue gun. It got that nice and heated up for this, and I just put a generous amount of hot glue on the cut side of the lemon. Just kind of put it in a big circle and kind of swirled it around on there, and then kind of measuring out with my fingers on the board where I wanted to place each lemon slice. I just arranged them how I wanted them to look, where 2 are down in the bottom left corner and 1 slice is up in the upper right corner. And so I just I hot glued these on. They stayed really well with just the hot glue. I didn't need any other adhesive for that. They stayed on there very good. They are not going anywhere, so there's no need for any further gluing or adhesive for the lemons. So for the next step, I went online with my son, who helped me to find
her wonderful son
a old vintage looking sugar bag. Like, it's kind of a burlap looking old sugar sack that you would find in like a mercantile. And we printed that out, and then he cut out around, cutting out just the bag, so I didn't have the whole piece of paper there. He cut around that for me. And then I took some Mod Podge, which I have to tell you, I'm becoming less and less of a fan of. I mean, maybe mine is old and I just need new Mod Podge, but you know, I had to use what I had on hand, and it does tend to make your paper kind of wrinkle slightly. So like I said, maybe it's just because mine was older, but I will give another shot to the Mod Podge when I can get a brand new bottle. But that's what I had, so that's what I used. You could also hot glue this down. I think the paper was thick enough. I used cardstock that I probably could have hot glued that down. So lesson learned. So I did not film this part, but I did have black sticker letters that I put on this sign to spell out the words, "Life's lemons just need sugar," because sometimes when life hands you lemons, they just need to be sweetened a little bit. So that's what I used for the message on this sign. And for the next project, I had this mason jar that I've had on hand for quite some time, and I also had the paint, Waverly's chalk paint in ink, which is black, that I had on hand as well. And so I just painted this jar. I've never actually painted glass before with chalk paint, but it did really well. It only took 1 coat that covered the jar, and it actually gave it like a wrought iron look to this jar that I'm going to do a floral arrangement in. And it did not take very long for this to dry. So I just did 1 coat, it dried beautifully, and was done, ready to use in about an hour. For the arrangement in the jar, again, I used these flowers that I've had on hand and used in other projects. These are the same flowers I used in my mantle rope garland in the last video. I used the purple lilacs and those coral colored flowers and these white ones that they really remind me of like a willow tree, a weeping willow. That's what those remind me of. And then I also, again, used some eucalyptus that I've had on hand that I keep using up different stems for in different projects. So I stuck those in there, and you really don't need any oasis or anything down in the bottom of that jar. They pretty much bunch together without having to do any, you know, type of foam or anything. And they'll also kind of stay at different heights because they're just kind of hugging together. So I started with my eucalyptus and kind of built around that and just stuck my flowers in where I wanted them. And I used, I think 3 of each color again. I kind of been liking to do things in 3s. So that is what I did in there. Just gave them a good arranging and fluffing and kind of, you know, messed around with them even after they were all in there to get a nice full arrangement without going overboard. And I think these colors are so pretty together, and it really offsets that wrought iron look to that painted jar. It just really gives it kind of a rustic feel, which I really like. And here is our completed jar, all full of our flowers, this beautiful spring arrangement that I really am loving these colors together. So that is the whole completed bunch. And then here is our sign and our mason jar vase full of spring flowers sitting together on my baker's rack down on my screen porch to enjoy for the whole summer season. Okay, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much if you're still here and you stuck around for the whole video. I appreciate that. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we will gather here together again at the table next week with another video, another DIY craft to help us get through these quarantine times, and we will get there. We'll get on the other side of this. So I'll be praying for you guys, and thank you so much again for being here. And until next time, just remember that no matter how many things we create, there is only one creator. See you next week.